Hello and welcome to your Core Motion Fitness core and stretching class. This class will be about 45 minutes long, and we are going to begin with about 25 minutes of core work, and then you'll have a full section of focused stretching at the end. So let's go ahead and get warmed up. All you need is your mat and your body. So go ahead and come to the end of your mat, take a big inhale, lift all the way up. We're gonna fold forward and let our body just hang here, drawing our belly button in, softening our knees. And walk your hands up into a nice half lift, hold, and bend both knees and roll yourself all the way up. Let's try that again. Inhale, and forward fold, and half lift. Bend both knees, going a little bit lower, and lift all the way up. And one more time, forward fold. While you're here on this last one, move your head side to side and extend through the spine. Nice flat back, bend both knees, crouching into a little ball, and then roll yourself all the way up. This time we are going to walk out into a plank position. So hinge forward, walk yourself out into a plank position. Hold here for a moment, and then I want you to push back into a downward facing dog and pedal your feet for 3, and roll yourself forward. So up onto the balls of your feet, rolling like you're rolling over a ball. Hold and stay. Rock back and pedal those feet for 3, and up onto the balls of the feet. Roll up and over. Great stretch for your spine. And rock back one more time. 4, and rolling up onto the balls of the feet. And hold right here. From here, we're gonna drop our knees down, soften our elbows, and lift through our chest, squeezing our glutes, and then sit back into a child's pose. And we'll try that again. Rock forward, hold, lower your hips, keeping your arms as straight as you're comfortable with, and rock back. And one more time. Good, and let's put it all together from the top. So rock back into a child's pose, tuck your toes, and walk your hands back to your feet. Bend both knees, roll yourself up. So big inhale to lift all the way up, and we'll take it into a forward fold and into a half lift. Knees are soft. Good, I want you to crouch down, walk yourself out, plank position, hold. Rock back, pedal your feet 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, roll up onto your toes, into a plank position. Good, drop the hips, soften your elbows, shoulders away from your ears, child's pose. And let's try it again. Lift your hips up, walk your hands to your feet, and soften the knees. Big inhale up. Good, exhale, forward fold, and half lift. Walk out, and hold. Push back, downward facing dog, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll up and over, and hold. Very good. And lower the hips, and shoulders rolled away. Sit back into a child's pose, and stretch it out here. Great job. We're adding on. We're gonna tuck our toes and push back into a downward facing dog. This time, step forward with your right leg. Step forward into a lunge with your right leg. Right arm will lift up off of the ground, hold, and then tap to the opposite hand. And reach up. So knee is over your ankle, tap that hand on top of the opposite hand. So you get a great stretch for your back. And one more time, and hold. Push it back into a downward facing dog. And this time, drop your elbows onto the ground and hold. Walk your feet in ever so slightly, giving your wrist a nice break. And then we're going right back up into our downward facing dog. So hands to the ground, step your left leg forward, lunge position, and tap that hand across. And again, open wide, and tap across. Good, extending through your back heel one more time. And hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Drop your elbows into a dolphin pose. Walk your feet in if you need to. Hips are high. We're gonna add just a little bit more to that. So back to your hands, And push forward into a plank position, slow mountain climber. Inhale, take your breath, lift your leg. Exhale, squeeze your knee between your hands and push back. Other side, inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze and push back. One more on each side. Squeeze. And last time. And squeeze. Sit back into a child's pose. Flip your palms up and stretch. And adding just one more layer, take your hands to the ground, push back into a plank. This time, you're going to lift your right knee off the ground or leg off the ground, circle it across underneath your body, set it down. Inhale, lift, other side, circle around and set it down. And lift, and circle. One last time, lift, circle, and sit back. And once again, palms go up, nice release for the wrists. We're gonna put it all together. So let's go ahead and come up into our downward facing dog. Hips are high, right leg lifts into the air. Set it down into a lunge position, hold, and right arm lifts up. And tap the hand, cross. Two more, up. And last one here. We're gonna go right to the other side. So take your hand underneath your shoulders, step back into a plank, and switch sides. Tap across your body and up. Great job, one more time. And lift and hold. Good, step back, downward facing dog, and drop down into that dolphin. Hold. Both hands to the ground. Rock forward into a plank position and inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, squeeze it in, switch legs. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze. One more on each side. And last time here, quick child's pose. Sit back, palms up, and we'll finish with that crescent knee. Palms to the ground, tuck your toes, and rock forward into a plank. Right leg lifts on the inhale, circle around underneath the body, switch and lift. One more on each side. And last time right here, and done. All right, we are warmed up, we're ready to go. We are going to move into 4-minute rounds of work. So, beginning on the ground on our backs. Okay, so go ahead and make sure my timer is going for us. We've got 45 seconds for each exercise, 4 minutes total for one round, and then we'll do 4 different rounds of core work. So it's gonna be wonderful. So starting on our backs, okay, we're gonna take our right knee in, press our hand on it, and dig our left heel to the ground. So it's an isometric dead bug pose, okay, where we're engaging our hamstring, pushing against our front knee. You're gonna hold this position as your hips neutralize, and you feel your core engage to hold this position. Hold for 4, 3, 2, quickly switch to the other side. So dig your right heel, push against your left knee pushes hands, hands pushes knees, keep holding. Almost there. Once we hear that timer, we will switch to a new move. Keep going here. You've got 4, 3, 2, and I believe the time is up here right now. And done. Good job. We are into our 15-second recovery. Didn't hear the timer because the volume was down. So next up, full dead bug. Both hands on the knees. So press against your knees, knees press against your hands. Hold here. Good job. I'm gonna give you a challenge here in just a moment to do one leg at a time. So in 3, 2, 1, take your right hand, press it into your left knee and extend your opposite leg. Hold here. Float the other arm off the ground for a challenge and switch sides. Hold to the inside of the knee, hold, hold, hold. Extend the arm for a challenge. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and both hands back to the center, knees pushing against hands, hands pressing against knees. Keep holding it right until that timer goes, and done. Quick lift of the hips for a stretch. And then we're moving on to more of an extended dead bug. So we'll do opposite arm and leg. Looks like this. You're going to extend your right leg and your right arm and press on that knee. So hold, 3, 2, 1, and come into the center, switch. Pressure on the knee and extend. 3, 2, 1, you should be shaking by now. And extend, 3. And the more pressure you put on that leg, the harder your abdominals work. Good, keep going. And press 3. And one more time here. Press 3. Good. And I want you to hold both arms and legs extended. Stay as long as you can. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and hug your knees into your body. Rock side to side. We're gonna finish with a little bit more dynamic movement. Bicycles are next. So fingers behind the ears. We're gonna lift our knees up. We're gonna rotate to the side, hold, and then inhale through the center. Here we go. Exhale, hold. Inhale through the center. Exhale, hold. Try to keep your elbows wide. Chin tucked down. And one more slow on each side. Let's speed it up just a little bit more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Good, keep going. Inhale. Nice work. Really reaching your shoulder across your midline. Right till the end. Here's 3, 2, 1, and hug your knees to your body and release. Good job. Okay, sit up, take your hands behind you, roll your shoulders back and around. Nice stretch for the front of the body. And if you need a quick drink, this is a great time to grab one between sets. We're gonna move to our side body next, which means we're gonna start with a side plank and turn it into a star and then do some other fun work. So beginning in just a moment, side plank on your right side of your body. Get ready, elbow down. First option is one knee on the ground. Your other option is both feet on the ground, either staggered or stacked, up to you, okay? So hold here, reaching that arm nice and high. If you wanted to, you could always have a hand on the ground and be up a little bit higher, okay? So halfway through this, I'm gonna ask you to go into a star pose, which means right now you're gonna lift your leg off the ground. Now, not just lifting the leg, but lifting the hips as well and keeping them stacked on top of each other. Keep holding, keep holding. Right till you hear that timer ding. You're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and bring it on down. Good job. Quick stretch. Oh, bring it up and over. Moving on. Your next move, you're gonna be on your elbow. You're gonna be on your knee. We're gonna rotate our top leg open. We're gonna pull in and then stretch. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Quick in and then stretch. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Quick in. Nice job. We're gonna change up that tempo. So quick out and pull in. 3, 2, 1. Just like you're holding onto a band. Pull, 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 pull. And quick out. One more time at this tempo and then we'll go single time. Here we go. So reach and pull, keeping your hips lifted. Knee is pulling to the elbow. It's opening the hips. Here's 4, 3, and 2. Come on, one more time. And hold, extended, extended. Reach as long as you can. Done. All right. We're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna stay on our exact same side and move into some leg circles. So we'll flip over and do everything on the other side in just a few moments. So to begin right here, you're gonna bring your head into your hand. Legs are just slightly in front of your hips, and we'll lift that top leg up, and you've got tiny leg circles with pointed toes. So begin here in 3, 2, 1. Circle leg forward. Your your legs are hip distance apart. Your arm can be up if you'd like to, behind your ear, whatever you prefer. But your heels are slightly rotated in and toes are open. Let's go in the opposite direction. So circling around opposite direction, bottom leg is an anchor, keeping you grounded. Almost there, staying on this side of the body. Nice work. Nice tight glutes. 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and hold. Lift up just a touch higher and done. Good. Bring your knee forward, rub out your hip just a moment, and we are gonna move into half moon circles. So you're gonna stay here. This time your foot's gonna be flexed. So you're gonna start slightly in front of your body, circle down and up, and then we'll move over the top. So here we go, down and up, down and up. Good work. Bottom leg has to be the anchor here. You're gonna feel this in your glutes as well as your obliques. Take the arm up for a challenge if you would like. Trying not to rock backwards. All right, taking it over the top like little rainbows, up and over, up and over. Good, slow and steady. Woo. And here's 2 more in each direction. And now let's see if we have some time for some big full circles. So all the way around, keeping that arm up off the ground, and switch directions all the way around. Nice work, and done. All right, bring your leg in, and we are done with that side of the body. So we're gonna switch sides, do the exact same thing on the other side. So flip yourself over, starting with your side plank and your star. So either on your knee, on your feet, okay, your choice. Get ready, get set, and let's go. This core segment is gonna go by so fast, so I hope you just love it. You feel it working for your body. Remember the option, bottom knee on the ground. You can always have your hand anywhere you'd like it. Keep holding, holding, holding. Moving into that star pose here in 3, 2, 1. Hold it by lifting your bottom hips up, not letting your body rock back, and stabilize through the shoulders. Almost there, 10 seconds, we've got it. You can always come to your bottom knee if you need to. In 3, 2, 1, and done. Whew. Bring your knees in and lift that arm up and over. And we are gonna move into our knee to elbow sequence. So elbow to the ground. You are on your bottom knee. Maybe you need to be on your hip. I'm gonna start on my hip. Elbow to knee, in and out. Remember, we're gonna come 3 counts in, 1 count out quick. 3 in and out quick. You could even come down here if you needed to modify further with this move, okay? And we're gonna change the tempo. Ready, set, quick in, slow, slow, slow out. Quick in. You've got it, you've got it. And one more time. Now a little bit faster here, single time. In, out, exhale in, inhale out. And you've got 3 and 2, one more time. And you're gonna hold, 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 lengthen, and release. Good job. All right, moving down to the ground for our leg circles. So you're gonna lay yourself all the way down. Let me switch this timer and get it going again. All right, so legs slightly forward, toes are pointed, heels are rotated in. We circle forward. So hand off the ground if you can, right here, or if you need support, take it. So your obliques are working hard to stabilize you as your legs stay hip distance apart. Take your time. These are small T-plate circles. We'll have time to go bigger on the next set, right? And circle in the opposite direction. You've got this. Sometimes when we go back, it's really hard to fight our bodies from not falling backwards, so we don't want to rock back, but stay completely stacked on those small surface areas. 3, 2, 1. I want you to hold this leg up just a little higher for the last 2 counts, and release. Good job. Okay, moving on. Flex your feet. Keep your legs in the same position. Okay, leg comes up. We start slightly in front of the body. We go down like a smiley face. Okay, get ready, get set. Arm up if you can, and begin. Good, squeezing through your glutes, keeping your inner thigh pointing towards your other one. It's hard to balance here, isn't it? Sometimes we feel like we're gonna fall, and that's okay. Makes all of our stabilizing muscles work harder. Now go over the top, over the top. like a rainbow, up and over. Breathing through it. Inhale to the front, exhale back and around. And one more in each direction, and now full circles all the way around. Not letting your ankles touch. And then switch directions, up and around. Very good job. And done. Oh, we made it. Take another big recovery as we move into some rotation and anti-rotation movements next. So if you need a little rub down on those hips, you can. Get a drink of water, and then we are going to go onto our back once again to start this next set. So on this first one, our goal is to fight the rotation. So anti-rotational movement, great for stabilization in the trunk. There's some times in our lives where we have to rotate quickly, and there's other times where we have to resist the rotation quickly. So it's good to work both of those, and you're going to see that happen in your body during this next set. So we're going to begin with our legs straight up. You have the option to bend a knee if you want to. Okay, let's get that timer going here. All right, so legs are straight up, option to bend one knee if you want to. You're going to take your right leg and hold it out to the side, just to the point where your hips do not leave the ground. So let's go ahead and do that now. Hold your right leg, arms are on the ground. Okay, you also can put your elbows to the ground, hold. Feel that fight for the rotation, and then bring your legs back to center and switch to the other side. Again, one toe points up, toe points open. You can bend the knee to modify. That hip wants to leave the ground, don't let it. Bring the legs back up and switch. Open out. Good, extending both legs away from each other and through the center, and switch to the other side. Hold, hold, hold. Keep your shoulders grounded as well. Very nice work, almost there. And let's do one more on each side. We're gonna even out and finish it up on the other side. And now we're gonna get the full rotation, but we're still gonna fight a little bit, okay, not to let our hips leave the ground. So on this next one, want your elbows to the ground, knuckles up. You're gonna lower your knees, okay, hold, but this time we don't want our shoulders to leave the ground. So begin now, squeeze your inner thighs, and rotate, rotate, rotate without the shoulders leaving, and back to center. Exhale, and inhale, quick back up. And inhale, quick back up. If this bothers your back, bring your knees closer to your body. Okay, if this feels okay on your back, you can let your legs go a little further away, but the shoulders have to stay grounded. Good, use your breathing. Inhale back up. And we are almost done right here. Last one, and done. So in that same fashion, but this time, long levers, okay? So if that doesn't work to do long straight legs, okay, it will be a shorter rotational movement. You can also go back to bent knees. So just like this, legs are gonna go to the side, hold, squeeze back to the center. So 2 counts down, 2 counts back up. You're gonna also feel that through your back as well. Good job. Anchor your shoulders and head to the ground. Fighting the rotation, but also using it to create mobility through the spine. And try to keep your legs stacked together. Glue them together. Do not let them come apart. And you've got one more for each side, and we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna turn this into a scissor double leg stretch. So hug your knees into your body. You're gonna roll your upper body up off the ground, and as you come down, I want you to reach one arm. Sorry, just a moment, please. And you're going to reach one leg over your body, come back in through the center, and then switch to the other side. So your head will turn in the direction of your top leg if you want to. If those don't work for you, try one of the other options that we just did. Here we go. Start by hugging your knees into your body and take your your leg across your midline, squeeze through the middle, give it a big hug, and switch to the other side. Good, and hug in nice and tight. And if you don't want to lift your upper body off the ground in the middle, just hug your knees only. That's great. And take your head and turn side to side. But stretching your legs as far away from each other as possible and enjoying that spinal rotation. And time is up. Very good job. It is time to work the posterior chain of our body. So we're gonna work the back of our body. We're gonna go ahead and start on our front side in a plank position. And we're gonna move through some shoulder retraction and protraction. So what comes next is elbow plank. And we're gonna actually do this on our knees. So we've done this, if you've been working out with me, you've done this before, tucking our toes. And we're gonna let our shoulder blades draw together around our spine as we scoop through our upper back. And then we're gonna press up through our upper back and kind of curve the top of it. And then we're gonna let it, shoulders retract and protract. So it's not a low back retraction and an upper or low back protraction. It is all focused between the shoulder blades. So that's where our posture comes from, okay, is being able to keep our shoulder blades together, keeping our chest proud. And that's what I want you to do right now in this next set. So beginning here in 3, 2, 1, tuck your tailbone and let your shoulder blades scoop together and then press back up. Tuck your chin and your back is completely flat the whole time. Scoop and press. Good, and if this feels too much for your body, okay, you can also come up onto all fours and you can make it a little bit more gentle right here if you need that. Good. Sometimes this tends to get into our neck, so if you need to take a break, just hold a plank only, that's fine. And you've got 5 seconds left. And done. And rock back and stretch out, nice and long here. While you're here, tuck your chin toward your chest, round your upper back, and then release. Okay, moving on into a pointer. So hands on the ground, knees underneath your hips. Extend one leg, one arm, hold. I want you to stay here for just an extra moment and set it down. And on your next exhale, extend arm and leg and hold. Eyes are looking to the end of the mat, backs are flat. Good, and moving on. Exhale, lift. Perfect. And release. All right, this is gonna change here in just a few moments. We're gonna try this again on the next phase, but it's gonna be a little more challenging because we're gonna add a rotation. And one more time. And release. Okay, so next up, we're gonna hold our right arm, we're gonna hold our right arm open, place it behind our ear, okay, keeping our leg extended behind us. We're gonna drop our elbow down to the ground and then rotate to the side, hold. So we're not just coming to a flat back, we're actually rotating in the opposite direction. Now, if having your leg extended isn't a comfortable position for you, okay, you can have it here tapping the ground and you can add the rotation right here, or you can have it with your knees underneath your hips. It's completely up to you. So we'll do both sides. So starting with one side only, 3, 2, 1, extend, fingers behind your ears, stabilize your hips, rotate through your thoracic spine, and then elbow comes down and right back up. Take your time, there's no need to go fast with this movement, and keep in mind, put the leg down as a kickstand if you prefer that. Good, take your time, you've got 10 seconds. Good, quality movement is what we're looking for. And that'll be your last one right there. So rock back and take a big stretch. Whichever hand was on the ground, reach that arm across your opposite arm. And all the way back up onto all fours. Okay, switching sides. So the arm that was stabilizing now goes behind the ear, rotate up and away, and elbow down to your hand, or maybe just even to the ground. It doesn't even have to touch your other hand. You can just drop down and do a little touch. Think about your hips. They are not wobbling while you're doing this move. You're feeling like your midsection is getting wrung out. Good, keep going, keep going. Point your extended toes. You've got 10 seconds left. And time is up on that one. Very good. Sit back and stretch it out. We are moving on. So if you do not want to move on to the stretching segment, then have a great day. That was your core workout. But if you want to couple that with a nice deep stretch for your hips, shoulders, and neck and back, then stay with me for about another 15-20 minutes and we will move into that section. So we're gonna actually come to our feet and work through a hip flexor stretch. So get a drink if you need one. And we're gonna do a kind of a hip flexor clock, okay? So starting with our right leg forward, right leg forward, we're gonna tuck our hips under and just sink down. So we do this hip flexor stretch a lot, okay, in this position, and it's great. So we're just gonna stay here. You can lift both arms up if you want to. And lift your chin ever so slightly. We're just gonna pause here for about 20 seconds and just breathe through it. Good job, and release. Good, so feet come together. I'm gonna face you on this next one. So now you're gonna do that exact same stretch, but kind of out to an angle, okay? So now maybe you were at 12 o'clock, and now you're gonna go to 9 o'clock. So turn your toes out slightly, and you're gonna step into that hip flexor stretch with your toes ever so turned out, holding right here. So kind of like a half warrior in a way, and hold right here. So a little deeper in that hip flexor stretch. This time I want you to rotate towards your front leg and just place your hands on your front leg. Just place them there for a moment. Lift up your chin. Very good. In 3, 2, 1. Push off your front leg, come back to the center. Now we're gonna go into a full warrior. So left toes are pointing forward, right toes are gonna take a quarter turn. We're gonna step all the way out, opening through those hips. Good, pressing your heel away. This time open your arms. Nice deep stretch. You want your front knee right over your ankle, and we're gonna lift up, arms up high, and then go down nice and deep. And arms up high, and exhale down low. And one more time. And exhale down and hold, and just stay right there. Good job. And release. Take your toes, turn them forward, hinge forward at your hips for just a moment. And release back up. Great, bring your feet back together. I'm gonna turn this way. We're gonna use our other leg and step forward into a nice big lunge position. So tuck your hips, sink down, stay there, and both arms up. And then again, lifting your chin as you come into this stretch. And hold nice and deep. 3, 2, 1, and you're gonna step forward and come back to center. Okay, so stepping out, just a slight turn of your right toes, and then lunge in to that clock lunge. So again, not a full warrior, somewhere in between. Okay, pressing your heel down and hold right here. Remember, we're gonna take our hands and reach them toward our front knee as we push our knee open. Just breathe right through this stretch. Feels so good. And then bring your legs back to the center and release. Now, moving into the full warrior. So right toes pointing forward, left toes take a corner turn. All these little bugs flying by me. And sink down low. Arms reach out, lift up through your chest. And big inhale, lift. And exhale, open it out. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, open it out. Keep going. And one more time. And release. Good job. Take your toes, turn them forward once again. Hinge forward at your hips. Bend both knees and roll it on up. We're gonna take it down to the ground for the next one. So, your knees are going to start with your legs are gonna start with your right leg forward and your left leg back. Okay, so we're just gonna stay here for a moment and press our left leg forward. So just press the hip forward, little baby stretch the hip flexor, even over the top of the quads as well. Great job. And then we're just going to tick-tock our legs over. So you can switch, move your hands if you need to, but just switch so now your front leg is your back leg. And hold here for a moment. Again, always rotating our shoulders back. Press that back hip up and forward. And let's make that a little bit faster. So we're gonna take the knees over and hold. And arms are really just supporting your body, so whatever feels good. Some internal and external rotation going on in the hips. Really finding a lot of mobility here. And now start bringing the focus back to that press forward from the back hip. So whichever hip is back, press that hip forward. Now that you've got the movement pattern, and enjoy. And let's do one more time. And then we're gonna move on. So, little core action coming into this stretch if you would like it. You're going to start all the way back, hands reaching back past the ears. We're gonna roll ourselves up, so tuck your chin, roll yourself up. Doesn't matter which leg you start with, but you're gonna drop and just lift forward and then roll back and come up and go to the other side. So exhale, roll up and drop the knees to the opposite side. So you're still feeling that back hip, okay? Push forward, aren't you? Push and roll it back. If you need your hands for a little assistance here to help you get up. Good job. Let's do one more on each side. That feels so wonderful. And press. Good, last time here. Nice job. And release. Good work. Okay, moving on to our hands and knees. We're gonna take our knees and feet wide. So sit back kind of in a frog position here. Okay, knees and feet are wide. We're gonna start nice and high here. So this is your first level. We'll go to a deeper level if you would like, but start right here. Feeling the weight of your hips really help open your inner thighs and hip flexors. And let's take a deep breath and go a little deeper. If you'd like to just stay right there, you can. You can go to your elbows or fold yourself forward all the way. And we're going to walk your hands back up, and for our final hip release, let's roll over onto our backs. We're going to do one leg at a time to begin with for the level one, and then we'll add both legs into the mix here. So lay yourself back, one leg only, okay? Just circles with the hips. So letting that knee lead the way, opening nice and deep out to the side. Might feel a little popping, grinding in the hips. Go in the opposite direction as well. Trying to keep your sacrum nice and flat on the ground. And then switch to the other side. So plant that foot and circle it up, back, and around. And again, if this is where you need to stay with this level of movement for your hips as we move on, please do so. Switch directions. And very good. Hug your knees to your body. We're gonna extend both legs up, okay? We're gonna open our legs out to the side, okay? And we're gonna take our right leg on the top and then our left leg on the top. So feel your abdominals engage to hold your hips on the ground and just circle those legs. Maybe you need to bend your knees to shorten that lever. That is Okay. Take it nice and slow. My hips are popping and grinding, so if yours are doing that, as long as you're not feeling pain, then don't worry, it's okay. Sometimes that connective tissue needs a little bit of stretching. And one more in each direction. And hold. Hug your knees to your body. Let your feet fall out to the side. Bottoms of your feet push together. And we are going to just roll our shoulders back and end this segment with a nice big butterfly bridge. And release. Good. Bring your knees together and roll over onto your side. And we will move into our shoulders and neck next. So, if you'd like to stand, you're welcome to stand. You also may kneel, perfectly fine. We're gonna take our hands, place them to our low back, okay? Clasp them together if you can. If not, just rest your fingers behind your back. And we're gonna just round or pull our shoulders forward, our elbows forward, and tuck our chins ever so slightly. Feel that posterior shoulder stretch. And just, again, breathe right through it. And then conversely, we're going to do the anterior shoulder. So elbows pulled back. Again, if you want to lace your hands, you can. You can even take your palms and place them on your back. That way you get a little more leverage. Pull your chin in so slightly. Good. And let's do that one more time in each direction. Sometimes we don't feel it the first time. So flip your hands and round forward. A little pressure on your hips. And again, open out and back. If you've got the flexibility, flip your hands, palms towards your body, and hold. Good. Release those arms and just roll your shoulders, wiggle them out, and moving on. Next up, we're gonna take our ear to our shoulder. So ear to your shoulder. Okay, nothing too crazy about this. But then I want you to take your opposite hand and push, maybe with both fingers, and push your chin in toward your body. Now, ever so slightly, turn your head and look at your armpit and drop that hand and just lift it slightly to the side. Good job. Drop your chin down through the center and tilt your head to the other side. Again, take your hand across your body, press your chin in, and you're gonna be feeling that right up through the upper traps and the neck. And turn and look at your armpit as you lift your opposite arm just slightly away from your body. And release. Good. Come back up, roll your shoulders up, back and around. This time, take your fingers behind your ears. So just a little bit bigger stretch. You're gonna get through the chest as well here, but chest and shoulders. And then we're gonna close it all up, deeper into that upper back. And open back up, lifting up, imagining that you're lifting up and over a chair. And close it all up. And one more time, hold this open. Maybe let your head rest in your fingertips. Put a little pressure from your fingertips to your head. And close it up. Little extra pressure behind the head as you pull your body forward. And release. Good. Moving into our back. So we're going to take our legs wide. Take your legs wide. This is spinal rotation, so it's really great for correcting postural issues that we have just from our daily lifestyle. So hinging forward at your hips, soft knees. Take your right hand down, and we're gonna lift that left arm up and open and hold. Good job. Circle that hand back behind your hips. Connect it to your hips. Find a deeper rotation as your elbow pulls up and back. And then come through the center and switch to the other side. Lift it up. And again, hook that hand behind the hip, gentle tug as you pull your elbow further back. And right back through the center. We're gonna bend our knees and roll ourselves slowly, slowly up. Very similar movement. This time we're gonna be in a deeper squat. So turn your toes out, deep squat rotation here, and lift up and slowly back down. So this movement's a little more dynamic. Nice floating arms side to side. If you would like to, reach across your body. See how that feels. Good. Start to drop the opposite shoulder into the supporting knee. And one more time. And release back through the center and roll yourself up. Good job. Coming to the end of your mat, take this into a forward fold. Feel your belly button pull to your spine. And then flatten out the back. We're gonna bend both knees and come up into a standing camel. So bend both knees, reach both arms up, squeezing through your backside. Hands come to the top of the hips. Soften your knees, leaning back. Reach one arm up. And switch to the other side. And lift up. And let's try that whole thing one more time. Inhale, lift, take a forward fold, and let your head just hang between your hands. Into a half lift, hold here. Bend both knees, reach both arms all the way up, and lift up and slightly back as you bring your hands down to your hips, gently pressing on the sacrum. Soften your knees and lift your right arm up. And windmill that arm back and switch to the other side. And release. And we are done. Let's take a big inhale. Good job. Exhale. And tuck your right ear to your shoulder. Slowly circle it back and around. We're just gonna set up good posture to finish off this stretching segment. So roll your shoulders back, soften your knees, engage your core, and you are done with our core and stretching class. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. I hope you feel great, and I'll see you next time.